Autocrat. It is universally understood that the president does not have a background in government, but in business. What does not seem to be understood is that the kind of business that makes up the president's background. It was not just any business. His background is basically limited to only one type of business. That is, he ran a family business, a type of mom and pop business in which he made all the decisions. That's right. Regardless of size, the kind of business in his background is the kind which we find on the corner of many cities in the world. It is run by one person who makes all the decisions. Therefore, in his world, he was an autocrat. What he said went, regardless of the consequences. He did not have to answer to anyone, and it did not make any difference what others thought. If he wanted to do something, he could do it. After all, it was his business and his money. If he wanted to run the company into the ground, he could do it. And all evidences point to him doing just that on several occasions, which resulted in bankruptcies. If he wanted to change the direction in which the company was going, all he had to do was say so, and people responded. His word was final, and everyone who worked for him knew that was true. Evidently, along the way, he suffered very few, if any, personal consequences from running his companies this way. That is not to say that those who worked for him did not have problems. Many did. But none of those seemed to have affected the president while he ran his companies, at least not outwardly. There have been and are autocratic leaders who run countries much the way described above. Their word is final, and they can pretty much do anything they want to without any personal retributions. Yes, there are consequences which the countries often must pay on the world stage, but the leaders themselves don't seem to be held to account. Russia and China seem to be two of those kinds of countries at this time. Their leaders can say and do most anything they want, and others respond with approval. Both of these leaders have come up through the ranks and have paid their dues, building loyalty along the way. But now they are top dog, and their word is final. The president seems to be impressed with both men. The way Vladimir Putin, the Russian leader, carries himself seems to have really captivated the president. It would almost seem that the president would like to emulate these men. They're his heroes because of what they are able to do. They do what he would like to do, and he cannot understand why he, in turn, cannot do the same from his position. After all, he is the president of the most powerful nation on earth, and he is the most powerful man in the universe. It stands to reason, therefore, that he should be able to do anything they do, only better. But America is not an autocratic nation and cannot be run like a mom and pop store. Not only can the president not say, and it be done, but there are consequences to what he says. Although everyone understands that the president cannot just dictate things done, people still pay attention to what he says because his words are important. The impact they have does not just affect him, but they affect also everyone in the country and often everyone around the world. In other words, while he could run his own company into the ground with only himself and his employees potentially suffering the consequences, when it comes to being president, the world suffers.